Wearing dressy cowboy boots in the winter with the snow and the ice, it sounds kind of crazy, but I think you could manage it. So that's the topic of today's video. I got a message from a viewer, so thank you so much for sending me this message. And it goes, I just moved from Phoenix to Indiana. And last year was my first winter, and my collection of cowboy boots did not fit the snow and ice. I was slipping and a-sliding. Looking for suggestions on good-looking, dressy cowboy boots that can handle this winter. Thoughts? There's a few things that I think about when wearing dressy cowboy boots in the wintertime with all the snow and ice. Living up here in central New York State, we get a lot of snow, we get a lot of ice, and we also treat that snow and ice with salt. So that's something else that we'll have to consider here in a minute. But first and foremost, I want to say you'll probably want some rubber outsole cowboy boots. And I'm talking like a little bit more aggressive tread than what you would get with just a sole saver. A lot of sole savers are just like a flat little rubber piece that you put on the leather to help it from wearing away. There are some sole savers that do give you a little bit more grip, in which case you could potentially attach those to already existing leather outsole cowboy boots. If you're looking to get new cowboy boots, some brands make dressy cowboy boots with rubber outsoles. And when I think dressy, I think either just a plain black pair of boots or exotic boots. And there aren't that many brands that make exotic boots with rubber outsoles, but they are out there. One is Ariat. They have this boot called the Dagger, and I tried this boot before, and it's nice, right? And it does have a rubber outsole. This gives you a little bit of traction here. It's not like the best traction, but it's way better than what you get with a leather outsole. Another boot that has rubber outsoles are Dan Post's. They have a lot of exotic boots that use rubber outsoles as well. I'm going to see if, yeah, so here you go. This is kind of what they have over here. They get a little bit of rubber and some leather on the edge just to give it that clean look. So if we're talking about exotic, dressy cowboy boots, which is most of the time, people want some exotic leathers, then it's going to be tough to find exotic leather cowboy boots with rubber outsoles for the most part. You could take one of your already existing dressy cowboy boots that you like and put a rubber outsole on there. If you're thinking about maybe just doing it to a black boot, I did that with my Chisos boots, the Chisos #1 when I had those, and they needed a resole. So I asked the cobbler over at cartersboots.com if they could put a rubber outsole on there. And I got a V-bar rubber outsole. And I probably should have gone with a mini lug if I wanted to seriously use it as a dressy winter boot. But the V-bar is still better than a leather outsole. Finally, the last thing that you could, and another thing that you could do, you could just buy a pair of boots on the used marketplace and just have them switch it out to a rubber outsole. If we look at eBay.com right now, we can see that there are lots of options here for ostrich boots. And if you find one that's a good deal and you like it, then check it out. Even if they have a hole in the sole, then you can just get them resold anyways. These ones look fine still, as you can see, but let's say there was a hole in one of these soles, or you get these boots and you kind of press on it and it feels a little thin. Just send them off to a cobbler and have them put a mini lug rubber outsole on there, and then you have an ostrich boot with a rubber outsole that would be great for use in the wintertime. And there's your dress pair of cowboy boots that are already prepared for the winter. The biggest thing, though, that I would say to consider when thinking about what boots you would want to change to a rubber outsole to use in the wintertime for your dress boots is the color of the cowboy boots. I would choose a black boot or a dark brown chocolate boot. Something dark, right? So maybe a black boot like this. And the reason why I would choose something darker rather than something lighter like a cognac or something, or even a bone, is because of the salt and the mud and things that happen around winter snow and ice in the northern states. Being from Phoenix, you probably got used to it a little bit last year, but Indiana is one of the states that uses salt on the road and the sidewalks to help melt the snow and treat the ice that just sort of happens in the wintertime, right? When this melts and mixes with the ice, it can soak into boots and leave salt stains like crazy. And sometimes those salt stains are very hard to remove even after cleaning the boots. Sometimes it just stains the boots if they are a lighter color, like a cognac or something. But if you choose a black boot or a dark chocolate boot, then you could use a dark polish or a dark boot cream. And when you're cleaning your boots, because they're dress boots, and you're trying to shine them up a little bit, then you can sort of go over those stains and make the stains just as dark as the boots used to be. So it is a huge value to make your winter dress boots a dark brown or black, just so that you can continue keeping them that color. With cognac boots, even when you use cognac boot cream or a cognac polish, it's not going to always make that color as vibrant as it would be. Go all in on the dark colors, and then you're able to clean up those boots really easy, even if they get salt stained. Oh, and that's another thing. What kind of leathers are good for dress boots during the winter time? If we're talking exotics, I would definitely stay with ostrich, elephant, things like that. Probably those two would be my go-to. Snakeskin is going to be too fragile. You're not going to want to get that wet with salt all the time. Same thing with fish skin. More durable than snakeskin, but still not something that you want to get really salty and wet. Plus, there's lots of areas for that salt to kind of sneak in and under, like underneath the scales. Not the best exotic for wintertime. Ostrich is super durable, right? It's very, very durable. Same thing with elephant. If you're going to go with just like a cowhide, a regular black boot, bullhide polishes up really, really nice, especially a black bullhide. So that's what I would say. Or you could just go with a smooth leather. But if you really wanted an exotic, dressy cowboy boot to use for wintertime wear, put a rubber sole on there, I would probably go with a ostrich or elephant. What do you guys think? Anything else that this person should think about when deciding what dress boots to wear in the wintertime? Leather outsoles are going to slip like crazy, right? It's not smart to do that in the snow and the ice. So you're going to want a rubber outsole. And I also think that you should go with a dark color boot. Just in case they get stained, they'll be able to clean up easy and you'll be able to bring the color back to that really, really easy rather than a lighter pair of cowboy boots. That's what I got. Thank you so much for the question, and I'll see you guys around. Peace. Have a good day. Let's wear our dressy boots out in the snow. Maybe a full quill ostrich with a rubber sole. Make it a dark color so we can fix up all stained toes. And wear our dressy boots out in the snow. Thank you so much for watching today. Why don't you check out this other cowboy boot video up here? Or I got a music video down here I think you might enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace. Have a good one.